Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Arena, and today we're going to be taking part in a very special format. For me personally, it's one that's extremely difficult to make content on. That's going to be Historic Brawl. So for those who want to play Historic Brawl but can't, I'm going to be using the website arenabrawl.net to play against strangers on the internet here. So if you are interested in going and playing some Historic Brawl, arenabrawl.net is where you should go, and you may have a chance of playing against me sometime. Who knows? It tends to be pretty quiet, so I like to promote that website whenever possible because I want to play more Historic Brawl. And I really hope they make it a permanent queue, like Brawl is actually going to be on the platform. So today I'm going to be playing a long requested deck archetype, and that's going to be Mono Brown, aka a colorless deck. Going to build around Ugin the Spirit Dragon, 8 mana, 7 loyalty. You get to tick up to deal 3 damage to any target. The -X is the one that you always end up going for, 9 times out of 10, especially in a deck like this. To exile each permanent with converted mana cost X or less that is 1 or more colors. So anything that's not an artifact can be pretty much wiped off the face of the earth with Ugin, up to a -7 to get rid of 7 mana cost creatures, lands, not lands, sorry, enchantments, some coloured artifacts, and planeswalkers, things of that nature. Basically anything that matters gets done and dealt with that -X. The -10 allows you to gain 7 life, draw 7 cards, and then put up to 7 permanents from your hand onto the battlefield. It's pretty good. It speaks for itself, really. It wins you the game. And yeah, we're going to be doing this in a mono brown kind of strategy, so lots and lots of mana dorks. The primary purpose of this deck is to get to Ugin as quickly as possible, so we've got a ton of mana rocks in the deck. Let's see if we can find some, shall we? Mind Stone from the Historic Anthology. Treasure Map allows you to do some scrying, and if you get 3 or more landmark counters on it, essentially activating it 3 times, then you flip it into a land and make 3 tokens, so that's a 4 mana ramp later down the line, or 3 if you use the treasures on the turn that you flip it. We've also got Chromatic Lantern. Crucible of Worlds is in here because we got Fable Passage. We're running a slightly larger amount of planes than maybe we should, but mostly because I think we can really make use out of Crucible of Worlds in that sense. You can just shove a load of colourless lands in that do bugger all. I've chosen to just not do that, really. Trying to keep more of a budget-y mana base for you guys if you choose to actually craft this one. So most of the lands that are in here actually do something. I didn't really just want to put them in there because they're colourless and they trigger Field of the Dead. Because, you know, Field of the Dead's not really the build around for the deck today, so I'm trying to go for a little bit more of a fun strategy. We've also got Manolith, Araska Relic, which you can crack, gain 3 and draw a card. Palladium Mirrors in here from M21, 3 mana 2/2 that adds 2 colorless. We've got Chromatic Orrery, a 7 mana adds 5, so basically a 2 mana rock in a nutshell, as long as you've got something to do with that mana and you've up to that kind of mana cost. Doesn't really do anything other than that, it's just a big mana spell. Similar to Gilded Lotus. We're going to need these essentially if we end up minusing and losing our Ugin. That does happen a fair bit, so you want to be trying to counteract that with lots of mana rocks in that sense. And then our payoffs. Obviously we got Ugin the Spirit Dragon in our command zone, but we also have Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger. When you cast this, exile 2 permanents, and when it attacks, exile the top 20 cards of your opponent's library, so 3 attacks and you win. No matter what. We got Ugin the Ineffable, which gives colorless spells you cast 2 less to cast. This was like previously the best colorless commander, and it allows basically your Palladium Mirrors to be 1 mana, your Manoliths to be 1 mana and generate 1 mana, Mind Stone to be free, things of that nature. We've also got Karn the Great Creator, who can turn our big things like a Chromatic Orrery into a 7/7. Whatever their mana cost is, that's the power and toughness of the creature on the tick up. The -2 doesn't do anything, but the passive can be pretty useful, especially in Brawl, where lots of mana rocks do actually turn up. Got Mystic Forge to draw our entire deck. You may cast artifacts or color spells from the top of your library, pay 1 to exile the top card of your library. So we can't hit lands, cannot use lands on the top, so we want to be scrying them away, exiling them away with the Mystic Forge, things like that. Karn Scion of Urza can make some constructs or Space Marines as I like to call them. 0/0s with +1/+1 for each artifact you control. So it could be like a 17/17, something of that nature. Otherwise, it's card draw, which is pretty nice. Oh, we've also got Fireman's Vessel in here as another mana rock, goes up 2. That's really about it, to be honest. Maze Mine Tome is a treasure map, but not quite as good in the way we're using it, but in general, it's pretty good. Ratchet Bomb as a board wipe. And yeah, that's really about all I think I need to go into with this deck. Oh, you've got Spark Hunter's Mastercore in here. Protection from Planeswalkers. Does make you have to discard a card, but to get it into play, it's very good against the Super Frenzy kind of style decks, and you can pay 3 to give it indestructible, which keeps it around, which is really nice. I do like this card. It's very good against opposing Ugins, for example. You can just use it as a mana sink to spend your entire turn just pinging Planeswalkers to death. It's very good. But yeah, the mana base, as I mentioned, it's pretty much all the useful colorless lands. And then 7 planes, as I mentioned, because we got Crucible of Worlds, so we get to play lands from our graveyard. So we've got our Fable Passage to go and thin them out. No Evolving Wilds, though, because I didn't really want the tap lands. We do also have Ghost Quarter in here as well, and Field of the Dead. So, Field of Ruin, sorry, somewhere. Not Field of the Dead, Field of Ruin right there. So we can attack our opponent's Field of the Dead, and any other colorless lands that they have that we might want to destroy. Who knows? If they're playing like Niv Mizzet decks, you can absolutely wreck their mana base with Ghost Quarters and Field of Ruins if you've got your Crucible of Worlds out. That's all I'm going to go into with this one, though. We got some interesting matchups today. A couple of double matches with people, because as I mentioned, it is a little bit quiet on the old Arena Brawl front, unfortunately, so a couple of rematches against people, but hopefully you guys enjoy the gameplay. If you do, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, you know the drill at this point, and I'll see you in the games. This video is brought to you by the generous support of our wonderful patrons and channel members that you see here. If you'd like to support the channel and get access to cool content like sneak peeks, bonus videos, polls on future content, or access to a personal deck critique from myself every month, then hit the join button down below, or check out the Patreon link in the description. With all that said, let's get into the gameplay. Alright, it's 0 colors versus 5 colors. So this is gonna be it's gonna be a thing. It's sure to be a thing. I don't know if it's gonna be a good thing. Typically, 5 color decks become extremely annoying for me to personally play against. Really dislike them in general. But you know, we're gonna play it out, since it's hard enough to get a game as it is. So opponent leads with a Mind Stone, okay. Also, I feel like once we get to Ugin the Spirit Dragon, we probably just win if they don't have a counterspell. I guess if they've got a counterspell, though, then, you know, it doesn't really work out. So we want to be going treasure map to find land drops, primarily, I guess. Oh, you're playing Hondens. Alright, I'm into this idea. We're going to be pretty empty-handed, though, unfortunately. But we'll try and live with it, I guess. Alright. Upkeep for another land. Good stuff. And yeah, we might be able to get to an early Ugin or Ulamog. We'll go with a Scry here, since I won't be doing it with my treasure map, and there's a land we want. Alright, I will discard the Altar of the Pantheon with this first Honden. So next time we're going to go 5 with the lands, down to 4 with the treasure map, 5, 6, 7, 8 with the treasures. Oh, no, never mind. We're not going to be doing that. Well, that's unfortunate. Alright, well, let's get rid of Ulamog. We'll write him off. I'm sure we can, yeah, hit some good stuff off the top. And to be honest, I want Field of the Dead, so we're just going to lose Ulamog here and be happy with what we've got. Alright, I've barely paid attention to what my opponent's doing other than that Black Honden, to be honest. They actually went with a Lotus Field and lost 2 of their lands, which is very interesting. I guess it does allow them to pretty much cast whatever they want. So we're 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I actually went and cut Field of the Dead off the top, I might be able to Ugin next turn. And our opponent won't be able to do much about it. I guess I probably should take that chance. There we go. Alright. So now we get to go Ugin. Gain 1 life. And we only have to -4 here. To completely undo what our opponent's doing. There we go. And there's no zeros in my deck that I'd want to cast, so we'll pass the turn. Yeah, I guess Kenrith can haste into Ugin. If they see that line of play. I don't know. Maybe Honden of Seeing wins. Okay. I was thinking maybe it wasn't even worth getting rid of the Hondens they had, because they weren't doing all that much, but seemed to work out just fine for us. Let's get that activation going on Ugin now. 3 damage, and let's start casting stuff off the top. Pay the 1 to get rid of that land. Get a Gleaming Barrier. Crystalline Giant. Guild Globe. And then we got a Spark Hunter Mastercore in our hand. And we got Hexproof on our Crystalline Giant. Sweet. So we can -4 again if they commit some more Hondens. Actually, this is 5. I thought it was 4. Guess I assumed it was the same mana cost as the other Balloon Shrine. 'Twas not meant to be, though. Alright, so they're just gonna do the Companion activation there. Ooh, we've got a Chaos Wand ready to go. Well, I'm gonna hit you for 2 first. Just in case they've got some sort of interaction with Ugin. I don't want to be putting things on the stack. Let's go Chaos Wand. Let's spin the wheel. I just want to know what they've got in there. I've seen Maelstrom Pulse from them, so I'm going to assume everything's like removal. Ooh, Escape to the Wilds. Yo. I'll cast that. Oh, this is great. Love this. I didn't hit any lands. They're all basically on top of my deck, which is disappointing to say the least. Did I discard any lands? I did not, so Crucible is terrible. I guess we can go with the Maze Mind Tome here. And then we can start scrying some stuff. We've only got 1 mana to play with, though. Let's see what Crystalline Giant gets. +1/+1 counter. Alright. Get on in. What does one even do here? Oh, I'm not even streaming right now, but thank you very much for the resub, PianoJester. Appreciate that, my friend. That happened. Yeah, if you want to come hang out on a Twitch stream. I haven't been streaming recently, though, because I've been a bit bunged up and my voice hasn't been up to extended periods of speaking, but twitch.tv/SuperMadLad, link in the description, all that. Come on over, hit the follow button. Good times are ahead. Alright, so I can basically undo whatever they want. Whatever they do here can be undone with a Ugin -5. I'm pretty sure I can just get rid of everything. I might not even have to be honest. Kenneth, with Haste and Trample, perhaps? Yep, Haste and Trample. I'm going to block with the Gleaming Barrier, for sure. So yeah, they just want to pressure. And they can put a counter on and deal an extra 1. They just want to pressure my Ugin so that it doesn't go for the ultimate, I guess. And I'm actually in a situation where I can't just straight up. I think I want the land drop. I'm going to go for the Scry. Change my mind. Chromatic Orrery. And there's Ugin the Ineffable. That's going to be absurdly good here. Gain 1 life. Cost reduction on all my colourless spells. We're going to kill Kenneth. He's going to go back to the command zone, I presume. And then we got 3 mana to play with stuff. So we got Urza's Tome. Let's go with Khan the Great Creator. Shot off that Mind Stone. Can even attack in with... You're a 2/2. I think I'll just get in with the Mystic Forge, to be honest. Let's bolt our opponent. Get first strike on our Crystalline Giant. And we should have them basically dead, to be honest. I could play a Master Core, but it would make me discard the Ori. Let's just go with Transtemporal Gateway, maybe, or even Fire Mind's Vessel. I don't think it matters either way, to be honest. Let's get that down. I'll play Crucible. Because I can. And then we'll pass the turn. Alright, so they draw one card. They've got to answer this board perfectly. Killing both Ugin and my creatures. They've got to kill Khan, because Khan will make any one of my creatures a lethal attacking threat as well. And wow, this deck actually did a thing. Early Ugin. Maybe Mono Brown is good enough just based off of that alone. Alrighty then, we're in, and we're up against a viewer playing Arcades the Strategist. Interesting. Do we keep this? We need a land for the Araska Relic, and then after that, what are we doing? We're probably just dying. I think I'll take my free mull. And this looks a lot better. Hello, opponent. How's it going? So Arcades the Strategist is our opponent's commander. Very fun one close to my heart. We'll get to it in just a second. We want to just go land and pass. Arcades the Strategist is a 4-mana 3/5 with flying and vigilance. Whenever a creature with Defender enters the battlefield under your control, you draw a card. And each creature you control with Defender assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power and can attack as though it did not have Defender. It's very cool. Very cool indeed. Alright, so we're going to get down the treasure map so we can get down some early game shenanigans. I imagine an Ugin wipe will just win us the game. However, typically Arcades decks end up being quite aggressive, in that a lot of the walls that you want to be playing are very cheap, like 2-mana 5/5s and things like that are essentially what you're asking for. I think we're just going to bottom anything that is not a land. Even though we've got one in Ghost Quarter, I'd rather get a little bit more than that. We'll go with Gleaming Barrier, so at least we can block the 3/3, which our opponent will be able to attack in with next turn, because they've got the Arcades online. Yeah, we're really desperately going to need an early Ulamog or Ugin here. So they go Arcane Signet into Arcades the Strategist, and then we just start chump blocking. Alright, just getting in the Grappling Sundew. That is fine for now. I'd rather it didn't happen, but it is what it is. And we did get a Reliquary Tower here, which is a pretty good pickup, honestly, because now we get to go with a turn, or a 3/3 Stonecall Serpent, which should block Arcades just fine. I really wish it was a little bit bigger, but beggars can't be choosers. That is damage prevention as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, if it was a 5/5, we'd stop him Stonecall in their tracks, but not the case. Alright, so now if any defenders get played... Ooh, Tetsuko's very bad for us. That means Portcall is fine, and the Sundew are now unblockable. Arcades is still very much blockable, though. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So we're taking 7. We need to survive one more turn here. And we could very much die to a card like Tower Defense. Or, I think it's like Towering Aegis or something like that. I can't remember the name of it. It gives like +7 defense. Alright, so go to our main, play Blast Zone. Let's see what we can do here. I mean, everything's unblockable, essentially, so... really doesn't matter too much what we play, but I guess we'll go with a Traxos. If we get to untap, then that's going to be one way that we can get back into this game. And yeah, we just kind of have to hope that we're not dead to whatever our opponent can have. Riptide Turtle. Alright, so they're on top decks. Not quite, actually, because it's got Defender. But it's another 5 power. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15. Yeah, we're dead. Great. We are dead. Dead, dead, dead. Dead, 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 dead. One turn away from a Ugin wipe into a win, essentially. I think if we'd have found a Mana Dork instead of Gleaming Barrier, we might have won. Or a Traxos. If any of these were Mana Rocks, we'd have been pretty close to winning. I guess our opponent could maybe not see that they have lethal, but I highly doubt that. It's going to be pretty rough if they miss lethal, though. They are not going to be having fun. So all attack. I think we've dodged a bullet. Nope. Nope. No, we have not. Alright, good game. Alright, well, we're in, and we're up against Islamabad again, who is a viewer, playing Golos this time. Tut tut. Maybe it'll be something interesting, we'll see. I have faith that all of my viewers play things that are interesting, so why stop now? Alright, we're going to go with Zalfrin Void to lead off with, since we don't know what's on top. And I can actually cheat out an Orrery with that, and it's effectively ramp. You can pay 4 and tap it to make 5 mana with the Orrery. Might as well, right? So, opponent's playing Golos. When Golos enters the battlefield, he grabs the land that pays for his command attacks, which is the exact reason why he was banned in Standard Brawl. I think he should probably be banned in Historic Brawl as well. Actually, don't know if he is. I think he is. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I'm pretty sure he's banned in that format. Let's go with... I'm tempted to go with Palladium Mirror. It gives me 5 mana, so I can do... Yeah, let's just do Palladium Mirror. Math's hard. I can't be arsed. Alright. 4 mana for our opponent, maybe. We're on 5. They'll be incentivized to kill the Palladium Mirror, which is kind of why I was umming and ahhing about actually getting that card into play. It might have just been better to go for the Mind Stone. Who knows? Who knows? Evolving Wilds. Grabbing. What are we missing? Ketra's the Teemo one, right? Yep. So we basically got all 5 colours of mana now. We've literally got all 5 colours of mana. Just can't use it all necessarily. Enchantress's Presence. That's what I like to see. I'm impressed. I like this. Alright, so we're going to go with the Mind Stone, Altar of the Pantheon, and then Voltaic Servant, I think. Our opponent's playing maybe Hondens or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. I guess it doesn't really matter, right? It's just on top of Mind Stone. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we draw a land, we can go Temporal Gateway into Orrery, or we could just play Ugin. One or the other. I'm tempted to go with the Orrery because it's fun. There's Golos. Plus a minus with Ugin right now does not kill Golos, which is definitely an issue. So we grab Field of the Dead. Yep. Did not draw a land. So I guess I'll just go with the Chromatic Orrery. And yeah, I think we'll just go for an X5 Stone Coil Serpent. Is it just me or did the mana symbol freak out then for a minute? Alright, pass the turn, and we can untap the Orrery, I guess. Again, I don't actually believe that it matters. So we might see an activation on Golos here. I think we've now got everything we need. Green, black, white, blue, red. So land, I guess, is also something they need here. Because it's 5 and 2 to exile the top 3 cards of the library. You get to pay them, play them for free. It's definitely an enchantment-focused deck. You do not put Enchantress's Presence in your deck unless the entirety of your deck is based around this card. You just don't see it. Yeah, Hondens. Alright. Interesting deck confirmed. We have played against Hondens today, though, so don't know whether I'll include this game. I like to vary my content up from time to time. So, I mean, what is the game plan here? Do I just go with the Ugin tick-up? I could certainly see that. Honden of Infinite Rage can deal damage equal to the number of shrines they control. That one... See, I wanted to not tick down, but that one's kind of... It's not making it easy on me, I'll be honest. That one's kind of like a must-answer threat to me. 7, 8... Go Ugin. We have to minus 4. There we go. No picking apart my stuff, please. And then we'll go with... We'll go... Oh, no, we can't do an arch. Yeah, we've got 4. I thought this was a mana rock. I guess we'll just... I think we'll still pass. We'll use Voltaic Servant to untap the Orrery. Got 2 blockers to keep Ugin around. Start lightning bolting our opponent's face and building up that loyalty so we can keep minusing again. Any land is a zombie, but it is a black zombie, so it can be gone with a -0. Opponent with a Banishing Light to get rid of Ugin. Okay. We'll put him back in our command zone. And Mirror Maid. Ugh. On Banishing Light. What are we going after? The Orrery. Okay. So let's draw a card with Arch. Get a Field of Ruin. Sure. So we got 4, 5, 6, 7. A little ways away from Ugin at this point. And Thransternpole Gateway can only do things from hand, so it can't do the command zone with Ugin. So we really want to find... let's see. Why do I have the Golem in here? That's a bit of a weird non-inclusion. We just want to find more mana rocks, I guess. Explosive Apparatus. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're actually 1 away. Let's draw. And there's our land. Okay, so we can play Ugin next turn and then do some minusing. Let's just get the Explosive Apparatus out, I suppose. And... think I might get in with the Stone Coil Serpent. If they block, it's got to be with Golos, and if Golos gets in, then that's fine. Otherwise, I get in for 5, and Voltaic Servant can get untapped. Like so. I'm guessing we're going to go with a Golos activation, but if they don't have counter magic, then they're going to be in big trouble. Temple and Field of the Dead triggers. To the bottom. And we activate. Alright, what do we find? Land? Cetescent Champion, land. That is a pretty horrible whiff for them. One that we're going to be able to exploit. And we got Command Tower. Have I done the math wrong? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why am I like this? What's wrong with me? Am I okay? I'm just gonna move on with my life. I'm unbelievably confused right now. I don't know what's going on. Put the Manticore into play and untap the Palladium Mia. I don't understand what's going on. Activate Golos. Get 3 very good cards that they're not really incentivized to play, otherwise they'll lose. But they don't really have a choice in the matter. It does kind of give them Cetescent Champion triggers, I suppose. I'm gonna feel real stupid or real smart by the end of this video. I'm waiting for the comments section. Usually, it's real stupid. But we'll see. So we don't really have to get rid of anything in particular here. Now I've got 10 mana. Oh, Command Tower does not produce any mana. Command Tower produces based off of your color identity, and we don't have one. Let's see, 3, 4, just -4. Doesn't seem half bad. Put Ulamog into play. Swing. Yep, that'll do. I figured it out, chat. Leave me alone. Alright, untap my Stone Coil Serpent, I suppose. Yeah. I mean, it's an auto-include in every single deck I put it in. I just kind of put it in as part of my instinctual, you know, muscle memory for deck building. But I never build colorless decks. So, you know, it kind of brings it upon itself, let's say. Alright, so they've got the Enchanter into the Sigil to draw a card. And then they've got 4 mana to make some Angels, but that's not very good. Because I can just -0 to get rid of them. Including the zombie tokens as well. I think I might have this game. Eidolon of Obstruction. Loyalty abilities of Planeswalkers cost 1. I think that's not too much of an issue. I think I'm gonna... what am I gonna do here? Solemn Simulacrum. I think I'm just going to -0. Get rid of all the angels. Play Solemn, grab a Plains. What do you do? Oh, the mana symbol's broken. Let's just deal 2 damage to this thing. Get rid of the apparatus. Let's draw a card. Might be able to Temporal Gateway something cool into play. Not really, but we'll go with this. Exile the top 20 cards. It's the Honden's deck you might expect. And yeah, our opponent's had enough. Well, I feel very stupid. Don't put this in a deck with colorless commanders. I mean, now that we've got Chromatic Lantern, it's now producing 1 mana of any color. So that's pretty good. It now works, but yeah, I'm going to cut that for a Plains, I think, and feel less stupid. Yeah. Good times. Good times. Oh boy, this is a worrying one. We're up against what is effectively Naya Ramp. We do have Treasure Map and Chromatic Lantern though, so I'm inclined to keep this hand. I think we'll do this. We've got 2 basic treasure maps in a nutshell. Alright, so crack the Fabled Passage. Not sure if I've mentioned this yet, but the reason we're running Fabled Passage is because we have Crucible of Worlds in our deck, so although we're not fetching for a second colour, it does allow us to thin our deck and make land drops every turn if we get the right combo. I'm going to go with Treasure Map. It's the best way to ramp up early, and it can also set up our draws as well, so pretty nice. I kind of wonder whether or not I actually want to just draw naturally, go Chromatic Lantern, then use it. I think so. That was kind of my only worry, is that we'd draw another land. Let's go Chromatic Lantern. And then we can use the Lantern to do the treasure mapping. And we're really just rushing to an early Ugin. Add 1 mana of any colour. Alrighty then. Ooh, Firemind's Vessel. Alright, that's definitely a really good, solid pickup there. And we're going to draw it. Because we want it. And we're going to go Blast Zone. Firemind's Vessel, leaving open mana for the treasure map, so we're going to be able to flip that and get Ugin down. I think we're just going to be able to absolutely turbo slam that without any issues whatsoever. It's probably going to be the easiest Ugin of all time. Alright, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we should have enough even with Field of the Dead. I don't really care about Crystalline Giant. We're at the top of the curve now. Let's draw blind and see what we can get. Emergent Zone. So we do have Ugin. I think we'll go ahead and slap down Ugin now. And we will tick up on the Seer. Okay. 7 mana. It's not enough to go with the Gishath. By the way, our opponent's playing Gishath. 8 mana, Naya colors for a 7/6 Vigilant, Trample, and Haste. Wouldn't kill Ugin, which is great, but Ugin would die the turn after, nonetheless. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, reveal that many cards from the top of your library until equal to the amount of damage you dealt, and you get to reveal any number of dinos in that pile. So I'm going to flip the treasure map here, because I think we get to Ugin and keep our opponent very much away from going to their Gishath by doing so. And Khan's Bastion is absolutely solid. So we're going to pick off this Hammer Skull. This is going to be the biggest non-game for our opponent of all time. They're really not going to be big fans of us, to be honest. And we'll go after their Guild Gates, I suppose. Yep, now I don't think they can win. We've got an Ugin ult next turn. We've got Ulamog in play, exiling 20 cards. They need, like, Elspeth Conquers Death to get rid of Ulamog or something of that sort. Because if it's like a Banishing Light, it's just not going to be sufficient. Bellowing Aegisaur. Alright, let's go for the ults. Gain 7 life, draw 7 cards, and put 7 permanents into play. So we get a Traxos, a ton of lands as well. What do we go with? 1 Traxos, 2 Globe, draw a card, 3 Thran, 4 Maze Mine Tome. I guess we go with the Gleaming Barrier for 5, and then 2 lands for 6, 7. We go Field of the Dead and Detection Tower, and that's enough to trigger Field of the Dead for blockers as well. All our opponent really has is this Bellowing Aegisaur to put 1 counter on each other creature you control when it gets dealt damage. It's not that bad, actually, but it's certainly no this board state, let's put it that way. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good.